Ooh, a full countdown from 8. Soak it in, celluloid buffs. I'm Cody Johnston, and here's some more snooze.
Summer savings and a whole lot more.
You're listening to the sounds of the 70s, which is right now, so it's super weird that we're calling it that.
58 degrees in Budd Lake, while
Budd Lake?
WCBS. Sunburn index 7 on a scale of 0 to 10.
Why doesn't
Expect
Keith
to feel the
Green
bright
eat
sunshine
breakfast?
and fair weather clouds today. Comfortably warm and dry, the high 78 to 82. Air quality will be good in the marine forecast, west to northwest.
Is this,
5 to 10 miles an hour.
This part of the lesson?
Breeze is developing this afternoon. Visibility better than 10 miles.
Because, you know, I've made toast
Tonight,
before.
Sunny and pleasant tomorrow, and hazy and warmer and more humid on Sunday.
Can I just, like, test out of this short, maybe? Use some of my elective credits, maybe? Oh, he's a pimp.
His name is Carl. He's a lawyer, and he's been blind since he was 7.
Justice is Blind, this fall on CBS.
Traveling with a long cane, he gets around independently, getting to work each morning without assistance.
Or so he believes.
But today is Saturday, and he's on his way to meet a friend who's agreed to help him shop for clothes.
It was her idea, in fact.
You see, as independent as Carl may be, like anyone else, he doesn't mind a little company, especially shopping.
They say that your other senses are heightened to compensate for your disability, so I bet he's real good at sniffing out bargains. Took me 6 years to get my master's degree, and I already forgot all that stuff, but okay. If I read these credits to Carl, can that fulfill my community service requirement?
Here's your stuff. Okay, thank you.
Much shorter flight than I anticipated. Do you always travel with an easy listening combo?
Have a good day. Bye-bye now. Hi.
Long time no... I mean, how are you?
Sue and Carl have been friends since college, so they're used to traveling together. Notice how she lets Carl take her arm, holding it just above the elbow.
Yeah, I saw that.
That way, Carl can follow the motion of her body and sense when she makes a turn or comes to a sudden stop.
Or starts flying or breakdancing.
Unfortunately, a lot of well-meaning people try to take the blind person by the arm. It may seem only natural, but it just isn't right.
Like saying chomping at the bit.
Remember, let the blind person take your arm.
But I need my arm for dabbing and high-fiving my bros.
Also, notice how Sue walks about a half step ahead of Carl, all the time being careful to let him know what's ahead.
Okay, snake pit.
Their first stop. Sue turns, slowly but naturally, towards the door. Here she gives Carl an important verbal cue.
Look out!
Opens toward you to the right.
After that, it's as simple as walking through a doorway.
Or right through plate glass.
Once inside a store, or any place unfamiliar to the blind person, it's always good to explain a little about the place. How's the store set up? What are the aisles like? Are they wide or narrow? Are there stairs, or is it all on one level?
Is there a rewards program of
That
some
way,
kind?
the blind person can begin to form a mental impression of his surroundings.
Could you tell me where the men's department is?
Yes, it's just on the second floor.
Thank you.
Well, that didn't work out.
She tells Carl that they're approaching a flight of stairs, and whether they're going up or down. Like anyone else, he may or may not choose to use the railing. As they reach the top, Sue pauses to let Carl know.
And last step.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go buy a bra. Meet you in an hour. Bye.
Walking down a narrow aisle or passageway calls for a slightly different method. Here, Sue moves her arm behind her and towards the small of her back, and Carl extends his arm, moving directly behind her. Once they're through, Sue returns her arm to the normal position.
And fastens her seatbelt.
Of course, it helps if your sighted guide knows where he or she is going.
I refuse to say the blonde leading the blind. I won't do it.
Can't be right. Let's turn around.
Okay, and try again.
To reverse direction, they turn toward each other, Carl maintaining contact throughout. Once again,
ConstantCarlContact.com.
they're on their way.
Now, you sure you want clothes from Gymboree?
Finally, the men's department.
Jackets on your left.
Oh, sorry, this is the sighted men's department.
Something right here, which might do.
Can I help you? Yes,
Yes.
thank you. I'm looking for a size 40 regular jacket.
And some cyborg eyes if you got them.
Okay.
But now comes the hard part, finding a jacket they both like.
Wait, is this Could it be? Yes, this is our first short with a trying on clothes montage. Well, he's got the taste of a blind guy. You want to hop in there, lady? And you promise this is a perfect paintball jacket. I could see you in this.
Yeah, I like it very much.
So why didn't you buy it?
Outside, Carl realizes that he'd feel more comfortable walking on the other side.
Let's switch sides, okay?
You're the boss.
Okay.
They pause, and Carl trails his arm across Sue's back, always maintaining contact.
This was never about the jacket, was it?
Time for some coffee, and time for one more guide technique.
Plenty of seats.
Great.
Here's how to stick a blind guy with
As
the
they
check.
approach the table, Sue gives Carl 2 important cues.
Nope, and don't think about it.
Okay, here's the back.
Thank you.
She tells him the position of the chair and places his free hand on the back of the chair. That done, they can both sit down.
Let me guess, the special's mahi-mahi.
Do you want me to read a menu?
I smell some apple pie.
Oh wait, that's burnt toast.
You see, if you're acting as a sighted guide and you're not quite sure of what to do, ask. Because sometimes even a sighted guide needs a little help.
But that's another 7-minute lesson. Taxi is filmed in front of a live studio audience. One of the nicest, most helpful, least problematic films we've watched in a while. And I Had to Ruin It by Gavin. Hey, thanks Patreon. I hope you enjoyed the first Patreon exclusive episode. It's just for you guys. And I will see you next week with more Fun with Shorts. What am I doing? I never sign off like that. Oh well, I can do whatever I want, right? It's just us. It's just me and my 4 patrons. Bye.